What's up? It's Vex here. As you can see, we have a channel update. I am no longer Minty Fluff. We are now Vex, and my DeviantArt has changed from Q Hurst Arts to now being Vexed Art. That is with a D between the X and the A. So if you'd like to watch me on there, I'd really appreciate it. Commissions are open, as so are requests. So I figured to start off our brand new channel look, I would do a story time. The story time is from my 8th grade year. It takes place literally right at the end of the year. And this is the story of how the two main administrators at my middle school embarrassed me in front of my whole grade, and how people in my grade reacted. So I figured I'd give you some background. In my 8th grade year and into my sophomore year, I wore wigs as I was not comfortable with my hair. Even with it being cut short, I still felt like I wasn't looking okay. So I wore wigs to hide my hair, and the two ones that I would wear were a short brown one that I used if I was wanting to look a little bit more masculine, and a nice electric blue one that I wore for my days where I felt really feminine. And so my 8th grade year, we were told that we're going to take a panoramic photo. Everyone was excited. We had matching shirts that we were wearing. We were told to wear jeans because skirts may not look good with the ugly shirts that we have. So I showed up to school that day in my electric blue wig. And so what happened was we were sent to our teachers that were kind of like our homeroom teachers, and we were told, okay, when you are like dismissed, that's when we'll take the picture. So they did our morning announcements, and so they let us all down. I was with my friend Ian and Kaylee, and so as we're waiting to get our spots, of course I was surrounded by the rest of the 8th grade. Our vice principal, who was shoving a salad in her mouth, doesn't even look at me and says, "You need to take it off." And so at first I was like, wait, she's talking to me? She can't be talking to me. And this girl next to me, like, she's really nice in general. And I just have to say, if you ever come across this video, thank you for your kind pat on the shoulder. What happened was then I just kind of continued in line, waiting to get my spot, when the principal walks over. And before, I didn't really have anything too much against the principal. I mean, many of the people in my middle school were indeed very, they're a little bit more leaning towards the populars. They preferred them a lot more over my group of people. And so what happened was, she calls me over and she's like, "Sweetie, you need to take your wig off." And I'm like, "Why?" Like, I kind of look at her like, "Why? It's not a distraction." She's like, "Yes, it is. This is supposed to be a very uniform photo and stuff." Which, I mean, how uniform can you be when you're standing in stupid looking black t-shirts and jeans? That's not very uniform. So anyways, what happens is, like, I start breaking down crying in front of everyone, and I'm like pleading with her, "Please don't make me take off the wig. Please, I don't want to. It makes me uncomfortable for people to see my real hair. My real hair isn't done at all. It looks very nappy and messy, and I'd rather wear my wig." And she looks at me and she goes, like, she's just like, "Well, your choice is either you take the wig off or you're not in the picture." Now, I'm not gonna lie, but to this day, I do regret, not taking my wig off. Like, I really would have rather be kind of like that little bit of a class hero, being the person saying, fine, I'm not gonna live up to your standards. But at the time, I was very upset, and so I gave in to it. And now, for this picture, it wasn't just like principals were there, like the principal and like other administrators in my school were there. The teachers were there. And the looks on their faces, even from like this one teacher, she didn't like me very much. They looked very like they almost seemed like they were like feeling so bad for me because they knew why I wore the wigs. And in their classes, they wouldn't tell me, oh, take off your wig, it's distracting. But so I take off the wig and I balled it up and I put it underneath my shirt. And they made me climb up to one of the higher bleachers, of course. And because I'm like, no, this isn't right, I stood away from like everyone else and like distanced myself. And I guess in a way that's my mark on it. You guys are going to force me to take off something that helps me be me. Well, it'll kind of mildly ruin your picture. There you go. So what happened was that day, like afterwards, I went to my science class, and I loved my science teacher so much. She was such a sweetheart, and I'm so lucky I had her as a teacher. Like, she was really nice. She was really cool. I remember one time my friend got into a fight with this guy at our table because he was kind of making fun of me, and my friend just completely like roasted him. And I looked over at my teacher, and she was just like smirking at her seat laughing because she heard the conversation. But I get into her class, and this, of course, this is on the day I have to present in front of my class. I'm still shaky. I'm still having a cracky voice. So she kind of pulls me aside. She goes, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, sure, I guess. And she still made me present, but she didn't mark me down on anything in regards to communication on it because she understood. And so what happened was, like, that also was the day of our 8th grade dance. And what happened was, when I got to that school for the dance, instead of people talking crap about me and saying crap about me, they came up to me and they were like, hey, what the school did to you was wrong, and you have our condolences and stuff. And makes you think, for once, not everyone in your grade is bad, because there are people who will support you even if you don't talk that much, even if you guys regard each other as enemies. They'll still be there for you in times when they see you're really distressed about something that really was unjust. And so the thing was, too, that day, I got home and I cried on the phone to my mom while she was at work and told her what happened. So she emailed the principal about it, and in her email she stated, listen, I tried to look at it from your point of view, and I couldn't see anything that would have, justified your cause. So the principal responds back saying, we're sorry about what happened, but her wig was very distracting. And so if you'd like, this is the photo, and sent my mom the photo. There were multiple girls in my grade who still to this day dye their hair. They have not even natural looking hair colors. Like, there were girls with bright red, blue, all of those colors standing there. One of my friends at the time, I don't really talk to her much anymore, had a weave. I'm not gonna lie, I'm sorry she watches this, but yeah. And my mom goes, how about for all the girls then who have dyed hair or have a weave in their hair? Are you gonna make them take that out? Why didn't you tell them natural hair colors only, or your real hair only? So everyone, thought it was just complete BS. And So I'm honestly so happy I'm out of that school. I think it's one of the most corrupt schools in my school district. That's really saying a lot. At that school, they will target you for no reason. I remember one day my friend was kind of trying to push me through the halls to try to get me to walk faster when I didn't really want to. And a teacher saw it. Teacher didn't like me very much. So they reported it to the dean of students saying that I was running through the halls. And instead of listening to me saying no, it was my friend pushing me, he said, I would take your word for it, but I prefer the teacher's word over yours. And, you know, at that school, they let so many kids get away with things that they shouldn't have been able to get away with. Like, it was complete crap. At that school, they were very harsh on people in my friend group. There, of course, were the teachers who sympathized with us. They understood us. And I remember there was this one lunchroom teacher. She was Hispanic, and she was, like, hilarious. Like, we used to do this pepper challenge at school, and I know that sounds weird, but it was because of a video that we watched every single year. And so we'd bring in, like, hot peppers and stuff and force ourselves to eat them. And so one day I ate one and my mouth was just on fire. So she decided to prank me and made me eat salt. Because, you know, she's like, salt will totally make you feel better. And I'm like, uh-huh. But yeah, I'm so glad that I'm out of there. I feel bad for the kids who are there now, honestly, because, like, yeah, a lot of the horrible people there have been replaced or have quit, but still, like, the way that they treat some of their students is absolute chaoticness. I remember in gym class, my one friend, I really hope she's not subscribed to my channel, she brought in a manga. I think it was Soul Eater. I don't know exactly, but I remember it was pretty raunchy and stuff. And what happened was the gym teacher took it. He started flipping through it, and he came across an image of a scarcely covered girl. His eyes kind of like bulged a bit, like, whoa, and he kept reading. So yeah, there are good memories at that school too. It wasn't all just rain and poop. But that's a story. There's more stories for other story times. But I thank you guys for listening, and I hope to see you again soon. This is Vex out.